Yo, y'all know who it is, man. Unity activist. Uh, Proud representative to be, uh, you know, a part of a unique society and race. But we gonna talk for a minute, man. This ain't even, don't even really pay attention to this as video, YouTube type shit, man. We just gonna talk, man. Try to hit me up, you know. I've been doing a lot of reading, researching, looking, thinking, and my conflict of interest has been violated by the entity that governs over the land that I live on. Now, I want y'all to understand something. I didn't finish school. I got in a lot of trouble. I graduated. Well, I earned my GED in a level 10 program for boys. 23-hour lockdown. And I never really gave myself the knowledge or the time or the wisdom to read, think, and really try to comprehend what history is. Now, I'm 33 years old, right? And I'm really kind of just finding out a lot of the inventions or inventors that shared the same color as me. Now, if it's on me because I didn't educate myself, because the information forever always been there since the 1600s, 1500s, probably even beyond. The information always been there. I guess I ain't read it. I guess my conflict of interest was thrown off. See, I'm gonna tell you why I say this, right? I went to public school. Public school is governed by the government. Public school is governed by the state. The state is governed by the United States. The everybody, the government, the whole world. You feel? I mean, you know what I mean, man. It's just our whole country, right? So, like I said, I'm 33 years old, and I'm just now really understanding and learning. I'm learning because every day you learn, bro. I'm learning about the inventions and the inventors. I learned about that shit. You want to know what? I think I was cheated. I think my constitutional right, it doesn't really pertain to me. Like I didn't never really have that constitutional right, because I didn't agree with some of the things that's in the Constitution. I didn't agree with some of the rules, some of the regulations, some of the thoughts that they have. And also, that was written in a whole different time. You know what I mean? That's like going back then and trying to tell them they have to accept the LGBTQ no matter the race to them white people. or that kind. They would have killed you. So in my eyes right now, the world just governed and altered the rules a little bit, expanded, proposed amendments for, that community, LGBT, whatever the hell, and goddamn, I still don't feel like my rights was touched. I mean, okay. Now listen, let me start over. Let me back it up. The thing that furthermost throws it off is that Barack, that ain't even his name. That's his presidential name. But Barack, he puts for homosexuality the most out of everything else in the world that I'm finding a problem with as I read today, as we coming up on Black History Month in 2023. Obama wanted the votes, and that was a large majority of them votes, of that time, because you got the blacks voting for the black, you got whites gonna vote for the whites, but now you got this big ass mix of people that's deciding and got their own beliefs on how they want to live. They still got votes that count. So Obama's hands was tied. He also was used, and he would have been more of he would have been more like those inventors in the 16, 17, 1800s that was colored, that some type of way was able to research, study, build, invent, all in the midst of slavery, all while being born in slavery. They still became something or did something that was going to be a public, service for people forever, for years to come. You know what I mean? And he was only there for 8 years with the most power, the most goddamn eyes on him. He could have denied that shit, man. He could have and he should have denied it, because if in God we trust, okay, if you're going to put that on Federal Reserve notes, if you're going to put that on something that got blood on it, if you're going to put that on something that's full of sin, and it got just as much good and evil, just as much good in it, it got evil. It's a 50-50 thing when it comes to money and greed, profit, because in a sense, the way of life, that's the way to eat. That's what makes it more valuable to get. That's what makes it more valuable to have, because it's what turns the world, and that's what the world has become. As blacks, we're not political. Look at our history. We're not political. If we get into politics, we got the ability to be the best at whatever we do, but we're not political people. That's not our cup of tea. That's not our cup of tea. Because goes to show, when we had no political power, we still was some of the most creative, inventive, prospering people just amongst ourselves, and knowing what we had to do to survive. And I wasn't there back then. It ain't nobody living that was back then that could tell you that this was probably true, what I'm saying. But in the essence of, you know, cause I done met some real, you know, black people that's, you know, that's respected, that respect themselves to the utmost, to where they don't really necessarily look at the white man better than them, or, you know, they kind of know the truth on how niggas was great and just was depressed. You know what I'm saying? Suppressed. You feel me? And going back to my point about school, I can relate to that because I remember learning about Black history. They was water hosing and beating and choking and hanging and pointing at him, taking pictures while he hanging. You know, the one famous ass picture. I seen that when I was a little boy, man, and like, that didn't feel empowering. And I'm sitting in the class with white kids, and that was like embarrassing. That was embarrassing. That wasn't empowering. I mean, we try to empower it. Okay, we came from slavery. Well, okay, but it's like a conflict in that. It's like a switch in time because, I mean, they was stealing from their own slaves. They was stealing their own slaves' inventions to patent on themselves if they could. They slaves was great. Like, they see, I don't even want to say slaves, bro. I don't even want to say prisoners, bro. The survivors, goddamn it. That's what it is, because we buy unity. The survivors of that time was some of the major pioneers and some of the major people that put contributions into America in the 1700s, 1800s. Come on, man, you gotta do your research, man. Look it up. We created more shit than they did. Man, goddamn, man, look up George Washington. Was it George Washington? No, Benjamin Franklin. He ain't created a goddamn thing. We're talking about he developed. See, you gotta read the wording, bro. You read the wording. It's on one of these goddamn papers. I've been writing notes, dog, for like the last 4 hours, trying to tell you that I've been, you know, everything been ratified for me. You know, it's coming together. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it. But we still just talking, we vibing. Like, man, I'm serious, man. Man, listen. My point is, man, when I heard of Black History Month, I heard it like that. That wasn't Black History Month to me. That wasn't empowering. It was embarrassing, and it angered me more than anything. And fast forward to now, I'm 33, and some of this shit I'm just learning. I'm just learning you know, some of the big words they use, who Bow and Emmanuel was, you know. Hey, who Isaiah Montgomery was, citizens and inventions, you know, you know what I mean, you know, unfulfilled promises, man. You know, it's so many, man. Personal liberty been violated, like, it's so much, man, like, to where, okay, my whole point, I'm gonna start a nonprofit. I would love for everybody to support. Just, you know, just put your signature, or however the hell we're gonna have to do it. You know, a picture with your signature. You know, of something, man. Like, I'm gonna make a nonprofit. I'm telling you. I already looked into it. I was just listening to it before I started making this video. By next week, I'm gonna have a nonprofit organization. I'm thinking of the name right now. Y'all can leave me some comments. Y'all can leave me some ideas. But it's gonna be a nonprofit, and we gonna govern it right, and we gonna help the community. We gonna change the community. For the ones that's in my community, I'm dead ass serious. Like, it's up. You know what I mean? Like, bro, payback for the bill, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always felt, bro, like, you know, I was always taught that a slave wasn't supposed to even know how to read. A slave was supposed to know how to think on his own. He that's what the white man did for him. Cause they want them to know, cause they fear that they'll get too smart and run away, or what I mean. How things start happening for real, right? So I guess at one time they probably wasn't allowed to read. They probably wasn't allowed to do that. They probably wasn't. And over time, and I wanna kind of apologize too, cause all white people ain't bad. Much love to my brother Chris Gale, white boy. My daughter half white. One of my dads, man of my life I love like a dad, Ron Gale, rest in peace. His birthday just passed this month. I think his birthday is January 8th. I believe my daughter's birthday January 9th. His birthday could be January 9th. And yeah, he was a great man to me, man. He was a great man to me. He treated me like his own son. He never, ever, ever made me feel like I wasn't protected, I wasn't loved or welcome. You know what I mean? So, I mean, all and bro, mama too. R.I.P. Mama, R.I.P. Marianne. I'm sorry. I ain't see. It's been years, man. I ain't gonna get into that too much, man. I love you, bro, but yeah, man. My conflict of interest was taken by watching uh watching people get did like that. You know what I mean? Like watching that happen um at that age. Like not really understanding really, you know. I mean honestly, bro, like I was legit, I was in elementary school. I'm not really understanding what it is, but I see what's happening. And I'm thinking I'm sitting right next to a white boy. You know what I mean? We could beat his ass like right now, like and just the thought, I guess, we was gonna get in trouble, or the idea we was gonna get in trouble, kept us from doing it. But the equalness wasn't there. I felt like I owed him an ass whooping. I felt like I owed him that. I felt like I had something to prove to him. I felt like I had to show him I wasn't no motherfucking people on TV. But that wasn't really how I felt. But I was angry because why the hell you even put this on? This, bro, they hanging us. They spraying us with water holes. They thinking that shit funny. I mean, the kids ain't laughing that's in the class with us, but the people, you feel me? Like, people, they walk in, they sitting at the bar, they trying to eat, they throwing shit at them, throwing shit on them. Come on, man. Come on, man. Man, Miss Lady, you need to turn this shit off. It's about to get violent in this motherfucker. Yeah, it's about to get violent in this motherfucker here. Elementary school, I'm telling you, man. Hey, man, I promise I wish I knew some people that was in my class with me. But, that shit was finna get violent, bro. That shit was crazy. Don't put that type of shit on right now. Don't do that. But hold on, let me.